A woman in ancient times whipped out a cell phone, instantly conjuring up a fridge, a sofa, and a washing machine. Then, gazing at her plump self in the mirror, she resolved to shed 100 pounds in 1 month's time. Next, she embarked on a strict devilish training plan, determined to slim herself down to a bolt of lightning so she could viciously slap the emperor across the face. Turned out this rotten woman was the current empress, but due to her obese physique, she was despised by the emperor. Even the crown prince refused to acknowledge her as his mother. One day, while praying for blessings, the empress accidentally burst her garments. The emperor furiously scolded her for lacking an empress's proper demeanor. He had concubine Cui replace the empress in a prayer ritual. However, during the transition between them, the wicked concubine secretly shoved the empress down the steps. Witnessing this, the emperor flew into a rage and banished the empress to the cold palace. Concubine Cui, seeking to usurp the empress's position, brought people to the cold palace to kill her. It just so happened that a modern medical doctor got into a car crash at that moment, and she unexpectedly transmigrated into the empress's body. Realizing she had crossed over, she decided to seek justice for the empress. So she marched right up and slapped concubine Cui across the face. Emboldened by the emperor's favor, concubine Cui didn't take the empress seriously at all. She even angrily berated her as a woman scorned by the emperor. The empress stated that according to palace rules, the concubine should kowtow upon seeing her. Having now committed such a disrespectful crime by disregarding hierarchy, the empress immediately ordered the maids to slap the concubine's face. The maids were a bit apprehensive at first, but under the empress's stern authority, one maid charged forth and fiercely slapped concubine Cui 20 times. Right then, the emperor arrived at the cold palace and happened to catch the scene of the concubine being punished. Concubine Cui instantly wailed pitifully and recounted an embellished version of the events, then tearfully pleaded for the emperor to uphold justice on her behalf. So the emperor, in a fit of rage, imprisoned the empress in an abandoned palace. The empress, looking at the dilapidated, unlivable state of the derelict palace, suddenly discovered that her cell phone had transmigrated over with her, and using the phone she could even conjure up a fridge and sofa, instantly transforming the environment of the abandoned palace. Now, with food and drink taken care of, the next step was weight loss. She decided to drop 100 pounds within 1 month. 1 month later, the retired emperor, who had been out traveling for 5 years, returned. His first concern was for the empress. When he heard the empress had been locked up in the abandoned palace, he was utterly furious, because he had once promised the empire's great general to take good care of his descendants. Concubine Cui explained that the empress had drastically changed over the years, not only becoming obese, ugly, and unsightly, but also incredibly lazy. The retired emperor did not believe it though, as he knew the empress's character well. He stated that everything would be clarified once the empress arrived. However, after a month of hellish training, the empress had successfully lost weight and her figure had slimmed down. While waiting, court officials and generals all proposed deposing the empress. Concubine Cui also claimed the empress surely wouldn't dare show up. The words had barely left her mouth when the empress appeared radiantly in splendid attire.